Pixel.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Grunting Podcast. We were not here last week, and I don't really need to go too much details. Some family things came up. I ended up having to go out of state last week to see a family member who was sick, and then they unfortunately passed away, so last week didn't happen. This week almost didn't happen, but we got back in time, and so we're going to jump right into this. I'm going to try not to cry.
Well, I'm a bit too depressed to go on.
Yeah, podcast's over. It's too... The vibe's killed.
Anyways, Jared's writing productive into the group, and it's popping up into the video, Jared.
I'm being productive.
It's proof that we're a very productive team.
Yes.
Oh, so totally productive.
Absolutely.
The Grunting Pixel Podcast.
The Grunting
Productive.
Oh, the Grunting Productive Podcast.
We are
and then
productive.
it's like, it's scratched out in like paint, and then underneath it just says terrible.
Yeah, it's misspelled.
It's productive, but they put a K in there, so it's like a duck.
The letters are like backwards, written like in kid scribble.
Like Linkin Park, where the ends were backwards.
That's not right.
But today, I don't really know. I think Jared had something specific that he wanted to talk about, but I had one thing that I wanted to say first.
Yes.
And that is that, so everybody's been playing Dark Souls 3 and stuff like that, blah, blah. And on my channel, my first Soulsborne game series was Bloodborne. And I've been playing the shit out of Dark Souls 3. And I actually went back to play Bloodborne. Holy shit, dude. Like, Dark Souls 3 is 1/3 as difficult as fucking Bloodborne is. That game is insanely hard, especially in comparison. Like, when I was first playing Bloodborne, I'm like, wow, this is a tough game. And then I went through and I played Dark Souls and I beat it, and then I went through one more time on New Game Plus, and plus I have my character that I've been running for the videos. And so I went back to Bloodborne just to, play it for a little bit, because I'm like, I never even gotten close to beating that game. Holy shit, dude. It is hard in comparison. Very hard. Like I never rage quit Dark Souls 3. I rage quit Bloodborne within the first hour.
You never rage quit Dark Souls? I don't think you got the full experience then.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I guess not. Apparently, I got it with freaking Bloodborne. Damn, dude, that game is rough. Like, I think that Dark Souls 3, I was talking to Steph about this the other day, I think that Dark Souls 3 is actually the perfect Soulsborne game, because it's challenging throughout, but I never felt it was unfair. Like, there was a couple bosses that I was like, okay, this is getting a little rough, but I always felt like I could do it, or like that it wasn't brutally difficult. Bloodborne is brutally difficult sometimes, dude. Like, holy shit.
Why would they make an even tougher game than Dark Souls? Would these people just hate gamers?
I don't know, man. I don't know. It was one of those things, though, because, like, when I went into Bloodborne, I was always like, okay, these games are really tough. And so I just kind of expected it. And then I went to Dark Souls 3, and Dark Souls 3, I think I remember the first podcast that I recorded after it, I was saying, like, wow, Dark Souls 3 is surprisingly easier than Bloodborne. I remember saying the caveat was that I only had played like an hour of Dark Souls 3, so I wasn't really far into it, and I was sure that the game was going to pick up in difficulty. But, like, now that I went back and played Bloodborne again after playing Dark Souls 3, I mean, Bloodborne was probably the second real area you get to is harder than Dark Souls 3's final area. It would by a lot. Like, it is just crazy. Pass. Like, I don't know if I'm just doing something wrong in that game, or I'm just not getting it, or what is going on. But it is insane how much more difficult it is. Like, it's literally non-comparable.
I think the big, like, defining factor as to why Bloodborne is more difficult than Dark Souls, I think it's because everything has been sped up. Like, and everything is more, I guess, more in, like, it's giving you several incentives.
I think the reason that Bloodborne is so much harder than Dark Souls is that the average enemy hits as hard as some of the hardest hitting enemies in Dark Souls. Like, I'm not kidding. I might actually sit down and record some of it. when you face like the knight characters in Dark Souls, they can kill you in like 2 or 3 hits. You can get killed by like 2 or 3 hits by like the smallest trash mob in Bloodborne if you're not careful. Like, it's crazy how much damage you take. Are you playing
the same kind of characters? Like, did you play, a warrior versus a rogue or something? Or, I don't know how Bloodborne works, but could it be just the character you're playing?
Well, in Bloodborne, there's really only one character, really. There's not, like, you can't play as a mage in Bloodborne. You can't play as, like, heavy armor, shield-wielding, person in Bloodborne. Bloodborne is just basically, like, you gotta be agile, and you either swing with a fast, low-damage weapon, a medium-damage, medium-speed weapon, or a slow, high-damage weapon. And that's the extent of Bloodborne gameplay.
Do you think
if you really distill it down.
Do you think it's because, the reason why enemies take more health, like, even the small guys, is because there's that system where, like, if you hit them back within a small frame of, like a small window. Okay.
I'm sure, yes. I'm sure that's part of it.
If you hit them within like a short amount of time, you'll get like a little bit of your health back. So it's kind of
I'm sure that's part of it.
They really want you to play that tug of war, make the combat a little bit more visceral, a little bit more fast paced, a little bit more engaging. Whereas Dark Souls, it's like, you pretty much want to stay your distance, or if you're very close to an enemy, it's a lot of dodging and rolling and avoiding getting hit in the first place.
Well, that's Dark Souls, or that's Bloodborne right there, is avoiding getting hit. I would actually say in Dark Souls, depending on the character you play, there's actually a lot more trade-off in terms of taking hits and dealing hits, especially if you play as a shield character. Like, if you play as a character in Dark Souls 3 that uses a 100% physical damage shield, you're probably not going to be dodging that often. Like, I mean, sure, you don't want to get hit, but a lot of it can just be blocked, where you don't have any option like that at all in Bloodborne. In Bloodborne, it's just like, no, you dodge or you die. Pretty much.
Well, I think...
And, like, even just the bosses. Like, the first boss that you fight in Dark Souls 3 is Eodex Gundi, or whatever. Syllables and consonants put in a weird order. The boss. That boss, I think throughout my entire time playing Dark Souls 3, which is probably 5 or 6 characters, 4 of which never made it past, like, the high wall of, Lothric, I've died to him maybe 3 times. Maybe 4. I've died more to the first boss in Bloodborne on one character than all of the deaths combined for Dark Souls 3 on the first boss.
Yeah.
Second boss, which is, depending on the order, I always consider the first boss of of Bloodborne to be, I just lost the damn name. Hold on. No, I got this. It's a something beast. Not Bloodstarved.
Cleric Beast?
Cleric Beast. Thank you.
Yeah.
Even though that's technically an optional boss, you don't have to fight that. I always consider that the first boss. And then the second boss would be Gascoigne, even though technically he's the first boss you actually have to beat. But even Gascoigne, the second boss you fight in Dark Souls 3 is Vort. And I probably died less to Vort across all my characters than I've died to Gascoigne probably on my first run through. Now that I know that you can pretty much counter Gascoigne with the gun, with pretty much every attack he does, I don't die to him anymore. But that first time through, I mean, he's brutal. And the Bloodstarved Beast or the Vicar Amelia, I mean, I'm dying to those bosses, which are technically 3 and 4 respectively, than some of the later bosses in Dark Souls 3. Like, a lot of people, and I completely disagree with this, by the way, but a lot of people say the Nameless King, which is an optional boss in Dark Souls 3, is the hardest boss in Dark Souls 3. I completely disagree. I think he's maybe half as hard as some of the higher bosses. But even him, which is by the community, largely by the community, the hardest boss in Dark Souls 3, I've died less to than some of the early bosses in Bloodborne. Like, I really want to go back. I think that now that I'm just doing Dark Souls for the channel, because I've pretty much I've played it as much as I want to in my free time. I think I might actually go back and start continuing my Bloodborne character for the channel just to compare them because, like, I mean, it was really surprising because I learned a whole lot from Dark Souls 3 about stats and attribute bonuses. Like, I didn't even know there was an attribute bonus in Bloodborne. I had no idea. So I wasn't even paying attention to that. So now that I learned all these things about stats and attribute bonuses and the builds you want to do and all that stuff, I thought I was going to go back into Bloodborne and breeze through it. That's not even remotely the case. It's fucking hard, man. Game is hard as hell. It is tough as nails. The way that I was explaining the difficulties of Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne to Steph is I think that Dark Souls 3 is challenging. I think that Bloodborne is brutal. Okay. Like, it is fucking tough. It is basically busting your head against a brick wall until it breaks down. Whereas Dark Souls 3 is just like taking a hammer to a brick wall. Where it's like, it's small, and you're still gonna have to really work at that wall, but you're not using your fucking face. So it's interesting. I really want to go back and play more of it, because it's...
Enough about that. Let's talk about Uncharted's flaws for a little bit, real quick.
Yeah, let's do that.
I'm actually surprised nobody mentioned Overwatch, considering that kind of blew up recently.
Haven't played it.
Haven't played it.
Perfect rating by Game Informer, if anybody cares about that.
It has a pretty high
rating. It got a perfect rating by a lot of people.
That would be hard for me to give a game a 10 out of 10. It must be pretty awesome.
Full disclaimer, I don't think anyone in this podcast has even tried it. So it's likely going to be a lack of Overwatch. And that's the thing. It's one of those things where, like, I'm sure if a group of friends of mine have it and I somehow managed to get it, you know, I would play it with friends, but I'm not a big multiplayer person.
Yeah. Well, so, here's the thing. The reason that
if it came in Steam, I would get it, but I don't think it is because they have their own little thing they use.
It's Battle.net, but it's $40. I mean, it's not that expensive on PC, so it's...
Well, here's the thing. The reason that we haven't bought the game and we might not have a lot of coverage on the channel for it is because it is a solely competitive multiplayer game. I like single-player games. Jared likes single-player games. Steph likes single-player games. Yeah. The only person who is a part of this Grunting Pixel net that is mostly or solely a multiplayer person is Alex, and he no longer shows up due to work. So there's not going to be a lot of coverage. Yeah. Now,
so let's all do League of Legends.
I have access to Overwatch. I have a family member who has the game, and they gave me their information, and I have Overwatch installed on my computer. I have so little time in my life, and so little... I don't want to say little interest, because I'm very curious to try it out, but I have so little time in my life and so many other things that I'm trying to do that I have yet to voluntarily pick it up. But I do want to do a video, or depending on how I like it, a couple videos on the channel about it.
I think it'd be nice to do
find the time in life.
A first impressions.
I was hoping that would come up this week, but at the end of last week, I ended up having to leave the state for a little while, and then Tuesday through Wednesday, I was out of state too, attending, funeral services and stuff like that. So I just have not had time this week to do anything. I'm still trying to work on this goddamn Uncharted review, which is going to be like 2 months late and irrelevant at this point.
I did
that's okay. Have it for archival reasons.
Arc game first impression, but none of my audio recorded, so...
Oh...
That sucks.
Yeah, it's all right. It wasn't there. It was just me complaining for 30 minutes, so...
pretty much our review of Uncharted.
Yeah, pretty much.
Except for 4 times.
Yeah, we don't have enough time for my review of Uncharted. There's a lot. No, it's well, I don't want to talk about Uncharted anymore.
I'm really excited to get that Uncharted review. It's just God, dude, there is not enough time.
All right, fine. I'll talk about Uncharted. All right, so here's where it all started. No,
it all started back when I was a zygote, and the idea of Uncharted popped into some other zygote's brain. No,
I actually stopped playing Uncharted, and I've been playing the new Fallout Far Harbor. That's kind of where I'm at now. So
what is? I have not heard of.
It's the new DLC.
DLC. Okay.
It's the biggest DLC map that Bethesda's ever put in the Fallout game.
Huh.
Jared?
So, according to what I've read.
Jared.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Being scolded.
Stop playing other games in the middle of your games. Finish Uncharted.
I have
finish the fucking game.
I used to be
10
that bad.
games that are halfway finished.
Stop.
But then other games come out and I get
You
those.
could bust Uncharted out in 2 days if you really wanted to. Just finish the fucking game, dude.
No.
But there's so many other games to play.
Yeah,
I
there's too many other
understand
games.
Play it
Jared's
after.
plight.
I have hardcore ADD, man. What do you want me to do?
Now, here's the thing. If you were saying, like, man, I'm trying to get through Fallout 4, but I can't because other games come out, I'd understand that, because that's an 80-hour game. Uncharted is like 16 hours, dude. Just fucking finish the game. You're halfway through.
I'm still trying to, like you said, I'm still trying to finish Fallout, but then when a DLC comes out, I gotta go back to it to finish it. No, that's not even remotely true. I haven't finished the main quest at all.
I want to talk to you about this fucking game, and I want to have like a final powwow after we've both completed this game about Uncharted, and that's never gonna happen because you won't play it.
So do you want to talk about Fallout, Far Harbor?
No, I haven't played that. I haven't even beat Fallout 4.
All right, just give a quick brief, like, first impressions. What do you think of it? Is it fun?
It's fun. There is this odd little puzzle in there. I'll just leave it at that. It's kind of, well, I'll give it a little bit more detail. You're like hacking, and in order to hack, it becomes this like Minecraft type game. It's a puzzle, and it's very un-Fallout like, and it's very annoying, and it doesn't control well. At least it didn't control well for me, and it was extremely frustrating and borderline almost quit and stopped playing. But I persevered, went through it. And besides that little hiccup, it's pretty good.
Okay, cool.
The story's a little weird, but it's Fallout, so that's to be expected. People are going to worship things because they've had too much radiation exposure. People are going to be crazy. It's just kind of how it is.
The usual.
Crazy people?
Yeah, well, there's three specific
I don't know if
groups.
I can handle that.
There's a group of like synths. There's a group of people who worship Adam. And then there's the Far Harbor people. Those are the main 3 groups you deal with. And they're all kind of, butting heads with each other in one way or another. So it's your job as this person who's new to solve everybody's problems on Far Harbor.
I was just going to say,
do.
the good old video game cliche where 3+ groups hate each other, and you either have to kill them all or make them love each other.
Yeah,
it's
there
like,
are some
I
difficult
love video
decisions.
games.
I love
but
it.
yeah, it's pretty much the gist of it.
Video games and tropes, they're my favorite.
Well, Dan, you're wearing a Fallout-themed shirt, so I figured Jared's little... Yeah, there we go. You could
it's sexy.
him. Do a little model dance for us. Show those...
I have a little Fallout 4 patch you can sew to your Letterman's jacket if you want it, that I got with my game.
There we go. Yeah, no, this is a gift from that one there.
Hi.
So. Wait, did you point to me or her? Oh, wait, no, I didn't give it to you. So it must be
this is a
her.
gift from that one.
Okay.
Back
so Stephanie, I got you.
Behind
the
slave.
Well, but she's on the other end of that curtain. That's
Steph is over there. This is my slave Bethany.
And
she's chained up.
Jeez.
I'm under the desk.
Gagged.
So I'm
she
under
talks
the desk.
too much.
Stephanie's over there.
Like I don't want to gag her, it feels weird to do that. But every time I take it out, she's like, I'm gonna call the cops, and I'm just like, stop talking, you, and I shove it back in her mouth, and it's just
but I mean, I get it because
the
gurgling choking sound does get old after a while. Yeah.
No, I got the really heavy duty one that's like it's almost like the the trap from Saw that like rips them like that.
Yeah,
it's almost to that extent where like she gets like lockjaw and stuff.
Yeah,
I think I have to call the cops.
Yeah.
Don't see now. I gotta go gag you too. What is with everybody with cops?
This is what started this whole fiasco.
I just start getting like triggered by cops.
That we have to say that we're just kidding for legal rights.
Yeah, disclaimer. There are no cops.
Jared, it ruins the joke when you spell it out for everyone.
The lawyers tell us. Gotta do it.
Oh.
Yeah, because we can afford a legal team. It's like a bunch of 5th graders, but what do you?
That's where all my money goes.
Yeah,
it goes
we don't have a big budget.
I don't think we have
Speaking of kids, we haven't really. I was gonna introduce this when we were doing introductions about how everybody's week was, but we kind of did that off audio. So I don't know if this is even funny, but it kind of made me laugh. Is we went to Cracker Barrel. I don't know. That's it. You got it.
Oh,
Awesome.
God, dude, that was good. That was real good. Where'd you come up with that?
Whew. I gotta pee after that one. And good.
She's trying to laugh back there, but she can't, considering the
Yeah,
gag.
'cause she's joking. I get it. That's awesome. So, yeah, that's all I had.
No, seriously,
No,
God.
Cracker Barrel. I don't know if everybody knows what Cracker Barrel is. I assume most people know what it is. It's
white person barrel now.
It's a store, and then they have like a restaurant associated with it. That is not how they make their money, but so it's like a store / restaurant. And outside they have all these rocking chairs you can sit in, and they have chess you can play.
Is that something that's like in every Cracker Barrel?
Yes.
Crackle barrel.
Crackle, snap,
It's
crackle,
like a
pop
store,
barrel.
and then you can shop.
No,
while
but the
you wait
whole
to
rocking
be
chair
seated.
and chessboard. Like, I didn't know that was like a staple. I've been to
everyone
like.
I've been to. I mean, at
That's
least in
so
Ohio,
weird. Because I just thought, like I've been to one, I think in Virginia, like a long time ago when I was a kid. And like, I actually, when you say Cracker Barrel, why do I have difficulty saying that?
I
not
can't say
Cracker
that.
Barrel.
I cannot
That's something else.
Crackle Barrel.
That's something else. Yeah.
Like I don't remember anything else except for those rocking chairs and chessboard. Like that is it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of weird that it's a staple.
Cracker Darrell.
And that's all my kid's gonna remember. Because my kid and I were playing chess. My kid's actually a pretty good chess player. And we were playing chess, but
How is he even old enough to play chess?
he's 5. I mean,
he's 5. I can't play
he's
chess.
almost 6. But
I'm pretty sure that I was picking my nose and eating what came out when I was 5. How is he playing
does that
chess?
too. Well, he doesn't need it because we
takes
gag
one of the
him.
pieces.
We use the
his
gag,
version
the
of playing
strength one.
His version of playing chess is picking up the piece, picking his nose with the piece, and then eating the piece.
Yeah, that's playing. No, I'm just kidding. No, he
I also feel like I need to disclose that I did the picking my nose and eating thing until I was 24. Wait, how old am I now?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I'm 24.
He just copped the pick there. You didn't see it because he edited it out.
There we go.
Yeah,
I'm just
gonna hold on. I'm gonna mosaic myself.
Don't. What?
You should have this extremely awkward edit where it's like normal talking and then it just edits and then
what I'm gonna love. What I'm gonna love is I'm gonna be like, "Hey, Bobby, mosaic this out," and then in the actual video, it's just gonna zoom in the entire screen, just me.
Yeah, it's you accidentally put
digging
it in
for gold. Yeah,
even though you're the one editing it.
And I add CG boogers, so it's dripping down.
God. How old are you guys?
5.
Well, doesn't matter our age. We're
no,
males.
wait, I said 24, right?
We're males, and we're gonna talk about poop, fart, and boogers until we die. So that's what we're gonna do.
Dude, don't even get me started on poop farts.
Get me started about corn poopy.
Did you guys hear? Okay, I didn't want to get sidetracked. I'll finish the story in a second. Finish your story in a second. There was this person who, I don't even remember what the video was, but he made a video and he asked the question in the video. He's like, so when people eat corn, the corn comes out in their poop, right? So what happens if you only eat corn for 5 days? And apparently somebody actually did it, ate nothing but corn for 5 days, and then filmed what came out, and I couldn't bring myself to look at the video, even though I really wanted to know the answer. I really wanted to know what happens. Is it just a lump of corn that just comes out? What is the answer?
You have to go back and just revisit it. You have to just peel open your eyes and just you have to
I just
gaze
thought
upon
of
it.
the funniest little video to do where just somebody just goes so I want to know what happens when you only eat corn and explains or whatever, and then it's just all right, so I just took a shit, and they just turn the camera into it, and it's literally just a corn cob that they just threw in the toilet.
I was thinking the same thing.
Oh man,
it's still, it's not shucked or anything, it still has the green all around it and stuff.
I was going to say it's buttered and it has salt and pepper on it.
It's got a little pat of butter on the top.
Got the little things you stick in the ends when you eat it.
Or it gets even worse and it turns down and you just have your kid eating corn by the toilet.
Oh, God.
Oh man.
Wow, this got off the rails.
That's great. Oh, actually, better idea. You could just take a bunch of cans of corn and just dump it into the toilet. You'll ruin your plumbing, but it'll make a great video.
Yeah, just a can of corn that's unopened.
No, several cans.
It's just the can. The can's empty, but it's opened and just sitting in the water. I need to cut this out so I
And
can
it's got-
actually make that a video.
But what, like, seriously, like, you have
No,
a bunch of
you just
gaming
poop in a
videos.
can of corn and then put that in the toilet.
No, I'd like
And
to
then
see.
so-
I'd like to see somebody visiting your channel and sees like your collection of like video game related videos, and then just one saying like, "What happens if you eat too much corn? What do you poop out?"
Yeah.
Like, what? How is this relevant to anything? Like,
Hey, I
There is
also
no
made
limits.
how to make apple cider, so really anything goes on
that
this
was a
channel.
masterpiece.
It was an interesting video.
If we get one person to laugh, it's all worth it,
So that's the way I see it.
even if it's ourselves. Anyways,
Please, you were at
speaking of corn poopy, my kids.
You
so
were
we're
at
playing
White
chess.
Person Barrel.
So yes. Well, actually, that's funny you say white person. As we're sitting in opposing rocking chairs playing chess, and I'm playing as the black checkered pieces. He's playing as the red ones, and he doesn't refer to them as
Red.
the red checkers or the black checkers. He's like red people and black people. He's like, so there's a black guy and his family waiting to play, and his kids, waiting to play chess after us. And he's like, I'm playing. I'm like, yo, you got me, Joe. You got me. You got my checkered pieces. So he's got a little pile over there, and he's like, I'm going to get you, Dad. All your black people are in jail. And this black guy's sitting right behind us. And I'm like, Joe, no, they're not black people. And he's like, no, all the black people are bad guys. And he's like saying all this stuff. I'm like, Joe, they're black checkered pieces and not black people. And I mean, the guy was, obviously, but he wasn't like pissed or anything. It's a 5-year-old, but it was just like he's like saying all these bad things about like my checkered pieces. Like, I'm gonna get your black people, but he's like referring to them as black people, and I'm like, bro, just.
And Jared's like, Joe, we only say that in the house, okay?
Yes.
Outside of the clan meetings, we have to call them African Americans.
Yes.
No,
So say
actually,
the African Americans are in jail, not the black people.
Oh no!
No, it's actually funny that you mentioned that, though. So my parents do a lot of auctions and stuff like that. They do a lot of antique stuff like that. So they come across a lot of antique things that are very, very old. And one of the things that they have that's actually kind of, interesting, it can be touchy for, some people, but it's the really old... they're really old salt and pepper shakers, but they are made to be African American salt and pepper shakers. So they have the very cliche blackface type thing where they are. I mean, it's from that time. Okay,
Wow.
that's when this stuff was okay, and so they have that in part of their things that they're selling. Because some people really like that, it's kind of like that old Disney movie where like everything was like super in blackface. Like, people are interested in collecting those old time things.
Right, history and all that.
And these two very nice African American people came up and were really interested in one of the things that they were selling, and they were having all this conversation and stuff. And then my parents were talking to one of them, and the other one walked around and happened to see the salt and pepper shakers, and it was incredibly awkward for me because I was near them.
Because you were dressed in blackface during the time.
Yeah. Well, we were in the sun, so I was just trying not to burn.
I get it. Yeah, some of those suntan lotions, you never know. Yeah, gotcha.
It's actually a charcoal mask.
Yeah.
She picked it up and she's looking at it and she's like, well, this is interesting. And I'm just like, trying not to make eye contact.
That's exactly what a blackface would do.
It was, but she picked it down and kind of looked at me, and I'm just like, and she went off and did her own thing. But it's just like we're not by any stretch of the imagination promoting it. It's just a really neat old thing about like a really weird time in America.
Super racist.
But it was just one of those things where I'm just like, there wasn't anything inherently wrong about that situation, but we are like, as human beings, we're programmed that like that's awkward and that you should feel weird. And it was just this really weird moment where I'm just like, oh, I hope this goes down well. I hope this goes down well. I hope this goes down
you don't
well.
know how us as white people don't know how that affects people who've had that history, So I don't know.
It's not only that, but there's also some people in the world that just like live for drama and to like get upset about things. And so it was one of those things where I was basically like cutting the the red wire, and it was either this is gonna be okay or this person's gonna blow up. What the hell is this? Like I didn't know what it was gonna be. I didn't want to have to deal with that because there are a lot of people in this world that just they live to get offended by stuff. They do. It's like that is their purpose, to get upset about something.
At least you weren't
I did not know.
So for you guys, I'll give you a discount, 50% off, $3.99. What do you think? That would have been bad. Oh, FYI, there's a salt and pepper shaker museum in somewhere. I went to it. I don't remember where it was. I think it's like in Tennessee.
It was the most riveting day of my godforsaken life.
Hey,
But
honey,
they
what do
did
you
not
want to do
have
today?
blackface
Oh,
in
they
it.
got that salt and pepper museum that I've always wanted to go to.
You just walk in and it's a bunch of musical instruments, and they're like, "Oh, this is a completely different type of museum."
What to be able to salt my mashed potatoes with that salt shaker?
I want to just buy stuff from their souvenir shop. I want like salt and pepper shaped hats. And
Actually, I have a
but
question.
in the souvenirs, there's nothing that is even related to salt and pepper.
they don't sell
like in the souvenirs,
shakers. Like that's
it's just
they sell everything.
it's
but
just
shakers.
hats that just says "Welcome to Florida." Like it has nothing to do with salt and pepper.
I have a question that's going to get edited out.
Oh my God,
Whoa,
Jared!
another edit.
Whoa, dude! The Puerto Ricans, really?
Hey,
Well,
don't
that's how I
offend
got
my
stuck in
people.
Florida that one time.
Don't-
Steph
Woo,
resembles
all right.
that
I
remark.
resemble that remark. That's also one of those weird things. Also, that like I am 100% Puerto Rican. Like I am a minority. Like both families. My
Don't
dad
lie.
is actually like pretty dark, and his family's
You're
pretty
white.
dark. But like my mom is white, so I came up like. But my mom's not white. She's like 100% Puerto Rican. Like everybody from the island. But I look white. So it's just one of those
Wait, are you
weird things
totally
where
legit
like
right now?
yeah.
Are you? Oh, I had zero. I'm
Yeah, no, seriously, I was
to the Puerto
raised.
Rican side of you.
I was raised, in the Puerto Rican culture. I know a little bit of Spanish. I've lived there for a couple of years. Like my entire family's Puerto Rican. I am Puerto Rican, but it's just one of those things where I feel awkward in these weird situations where where they say like white people or like anything. It's just like I look white, but I'm not white. Like English is my first language, sure, but like again, I am not white. I was raised with a different culture. I lived most of my life in the southern part in Florida and, in near the Caribbean. So it's like, I look white, but I'm not white. That's the thing also. I was also raised in America. So it's like, I've got both worlds.
Bro, are you saying that if you're raised in America, you're white?
No, but you do adopt like white mannerisms.
This
I
is
guess
bad.
I don't know.
She's a white American.
So like, it's one of those
She
weird
acts
things
like
where
a
it's
white
like
American.
I can't say that, I'm not white, because people are just be like, well, you have white skin, obviously.
cares?
So, like, I pass
don't
as
know.
white, but at the same time, it's awkward, because it's like, whenever I'm, like, in a Hispanic place and everybody there is not white, it's just weird, because it's like, I'm technically not white, but I look white. So
See,
it's
that's
like,
one of
it's
those
a weird
things, like,
thing. Like,
I guess
it's super
I guess it
uncomfortable
must
sometimes.
be different,
'Cause
and
feel-
I might not be able to
I feel like I
fully
don't belong
say
in, like, my own
because
culture. It's so weird.
Well, see, that's the thing is, it might be one of those things that I only feel this way because I've never experienced it. Yeah. But like, if I walked around and everybody for some reason thought I was black, I don't think I'd care. Like, it really wouldn't bother me. Like, if I walked around and like, oh, look at this Japanese person, I'd be like, sup?
Yeah. Let's do some
whatever.
math.
So what? Yeah, it's just skin. What does it matter?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just one of those things that I guess you have a different perspective.
It's just because all Puerto Ricans are super judgmental and xenophobic.
No. No.
And we're back.
As far as I'm
my
concerned, the
God.
only difference is you get grants for student loans now, and I can't.
Oh my God.
Well, that's
the
also
most
because you're a woman,
insensitive
too.
podcast we've ever
I
done.
get double the wow. Let's go. How do we get here?
But see, Steph's great because she gets two of them.
I'm an
She gets it because she's Puerto
Micmac
Rican and because she's
no,
a
seriously,
woman.
I
Yeah.
do get those scholarships.
I
Which
know.
Is super duper
No, I
helpful.
know. Steph went through college cheaper than me because she has a vagina, okay? We need to get fucking all these Tumblr people saying that women don't have enough rights.
Well-
Where's my dick
People
right?
don't think she's equal because she has a vagina. That's wrong.
Whoa!
So we should give her
And
money.
we're back.
All right. Let's,
No, I said
let's
people.
go somewhere. Okay,
And
let's.
we're back.
So,
I think women are better than
Jared,
men.
I've been
So how do you
replaying.
like
I've
those
been playing-
apples or
I've been-
whatever?
I've
I
been
think
playing
women
Dark
make
Souls
everything
again
better.
recently. It's one of those weird things where I raged quit for a while, and I decided to play other games because I have this entire Steam library that I have to go through. And
what's a berry?
Library. I don't know if I mentioned this on the podcast before, but
what
there's
does this have to
really
do with men being better than women?
Oh, so
I'm just kidding. Well, I just wanted to
I gotta go deal with the girl. She's kind of getting upset back there. Hold on, I'm just gonna get out of here and leave.
Let's just put this topic to rest right now. Well, I'll wait till he gets back.
Sorry, I had to beat my dog.
As I was saying, let me just put this topic to rest. Okay, so women create life. So end of the discussion. Men have nothing.
And guess what came from life? Wars, violence, rape, murder.
You're making this
worse. I blame
worse.
women.
We're trying to put this to rest, and you're making this worse.
No, and it's one of those things. I was doing this because I had two things I wanted to say before.
I thought you were saying peace.
I hate when people feel like they need to defend themselves because it's almost like that equivalent of just like I'm a nice guy. Like if you have to say it, it almost feels like, well, are you really, or why are you trying to defend yourself?
The only reason why I do it is
just want to clarify.
I'm not a murderer.
I do just want to clarify.
I'm not a murderer.
Nobody on this podcast has any problem with race or gender.
Or orientation.
My parents have no problem with race or gender. The only reason we own it and sell it is because it is a neat little trinket of a time long, long ago. And I just feel like I need to clarify that. I hate that I feel like I need to clarify that, but I don't want people being like, you hear that GP? He's a fucking racist, cisgendered prick. And I don't want to be like...
I really hate it when people have to sit there and justify that they're not a racist and that they don't do these racist things.
Especially when they're white.
It's just so hypocritical. Jeez, Pete. No. Yeah, it's because of the podcast. You gotta clarify that because people get mad.
On the internet, it's on there forever. So. Yeah.
But you know what? You can edit it all out. I don't really care. I'm going to say whatever
Turns
I'm
out
going to
we
say
edit the
anyways.
entire podcast. It's not even going to show up.
I just apologize for your sake in case that matters, but...
I like to cover my bases because the internet is...
As long as those bases are full of men and not women because they can't run as fast.
Jared!
All right, I'm done.
He's going to destroy this podcast.
Every time I try to bring it back. And I was just about to say, the internet is like... I'm trying to think of a really good example with the internet. The internet is like a really cool place, but it's just like... It's like the best place on Earth, but it's teetering on a fence.
Yeah, we don't need
and you have to be really careful with the internet.
But why?
Because if you nudge it just
so
a
what
little
happens
bit
if
too much,
you slip up once?
Everything explodes.
If you slip up once, you're ruined. I mean, that's bullshit.
Have you seen any news on the internet?
Yeah.
That's exactly how it works.
Sometimes it just takes one thing, man. Like, one mistake.
You got to be you, man. I mean, it's the people that troll because you said something as a joke.
If you're racist, you just got to be racist.
I don't think.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying, like, if you make a joke and somebody takes it as not a joke, it's not the end of the world. Like, you shouldn't have to sit there and say
it can be the end of the world, depending.
Like, okay, you don't watch
it really can.
I mean, people get death threats over jokes, man.
Let me. Okay,
actually,
so
Jared, can I explain one thing?
We don't watch Daniel Tosh and expect him to say, "Oh, I'm not really a bad person." He's making jokes. You don't have to sit there and say, "Oh, I'm actually not this kind of person." Like, if you're making a joke, it's a joke, and if people take it the wrong way, then
do you have any idea how much shit Daniel Tosh gets for what he does?
A lot of people don't like him.
A lot, and I also want to just clarify.
I know, but it's not the end of his career because of it.
The internet is so fucked up that I don't know if you know this, Jared, but when they announced the delay of No Man's Sky,
I know, I've heard.
Not only fucking Jared did, I'm gonna kill you.
I was just trying to shorten it for you.
Did the company who's making No Man's Sky get death threats, but people writing the fucking articles about its delay were getting death threats. So if a game's delay can get death threats, I'm pretty sure your little tirade about women could certainly get you death threats within the wrong company. So yes, I do feel like I need to cover my bases. Thank you.
After you just said you hate when people do that.
I hate that I have to, is what I was saying. I hate that I have to do that.
And I hate that too. That's what I'm saying. like the thing is like, you know, there's, even if you justify it, people are going to still say, or people can still say, well, you said it, therefore you mean it. I've had people say that to me all the time. So it doesn't matter. Like, if you covering your bases is just kind of you're doing it for yourself more because.
But there are some people who just.
Have you ever listened to a show where somebody did that and you're like, oh, so they're not a racist because now they're explaining it? No, because
I'm not a bigot waiting to get upset about something. But there are some people out there who just don't get humor.
Those people are just going to get upset about it.
No, you're not listening to me, Jared. There are some people out there that just did not get that it was a joke. Or did not really fully realize that it was a joke. Steph has never had any issue like this about like any race or sexism jokes, but I have done stuff where I was like, no, I was just joking. And she's like, oh, I didn't realize. And so for people like that, that is why you have that. Just in case, for some reason, there's a couple people who didn't really read into the sarcasm or into the context of what was happening, and that's why you do that for them.
All right, well, let me say this. All right, so those people, they're like, oh, I'm super offended. Completely just start trashing you. Turn off the podcast before you can explain yourself. You know, so in reality, you should just not make those jokes, is what you're saying, because people are just going to get mad. Because even if you explain yourself, they're not going to be like, oh, he was joking, but wait, he still said these things.
You're going so extreme with this, it's not even
because
funny.
We're talking about the extreme case. We're talking about people who take things.
All I was saying, this is it. We're done talking about this. All I was saying is that I was putting it there to help those that exclaimer would help. That's all it was. I'm not saying as soon as I say this that all hate is going to go away and that no one's going to get upset. Of course, there are going to be people who get upset. All I was trying to do was minimize the damage. That's it. Okay?
Yeah, that's all. Okay, well, I guess we're done talking about this because I was going to say something, but
we'll talk about it afterwards. Yeah. We don't need to fill the podcast with this type of nonsense, poopy shit.
Well, I mean, this is where we're trying to establish what we're like, how we're going to do this, what we're about. I mean,
I see your pussy.
I don't really. Oh well. Anyways, move on.
Finish your last thing then. If you have one more thing to say,
go ahead, man. This isn't my show, man.
Jared, it's everyone's show.
I gotta remember that this is your show, not my show. So go ahead.
Just say your last. Okay, it's my show that I'm demanding you say the last.
You have your rules, and I need to abide by them. And that's what I'm gonna do. So let's move on.
I demand you.
Let's move on, please.
So Jared's not going to talk about it, so let's move on. So, Jared.
That's the transition? Jared's not going to talk about it? Just fucking transition to something else.
That's what I'm trying to do! So
leave me out of it, son of a bitch.
It's your fault.
Jeez.
So Jared is refusing to talk about it in an angry way.
Yes, I am getting angry.
It's all his fault. And so we're going to move on to the final thing here. Jared, you were talking initially about how you were excited for E3. So that's coming up soon. It is currently sometime in June. What time? What day of the year is it?
The 12th. It starts on the 12th with EA.
What day is now?
Well, actually, the actual things. I think the actual thing starts on the 14th. The 12th is just
it's the 14th.
Pre-show stuff. Because the 14th, 15th, 16th is Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, which is the actual show.
Yes, but EA is doing a weird thing where they are going to have their show.
But that's EA's show. That's not part of E3.
I mean, I'd consider it part of E3, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah. I mean, technically, it's video about E3.
No,
I get it.
Usually
is E3 hosting it? Are they doing it at E3?
It's part of E3's rigmarole.
They're not. I think because
if they're not doing it for E3, then it's not a part of E3.
I mean, it's like
that's EA's own event
in the text.
But usually EA comes after Microsoft, right? And they're usually right.
But they're not doing that this year, so therefore.
I mean, you would also argue then Nintendo Direct wouldn't be part of E3, but it's.
But a Nintendo Direct happens during E3.
Okay, so the pre-show
EA's happening before.
All right. I'm just
oh my God. It's still part of E3.
Freaking argue about everything.
No, it's still part of E3 though. Like it's not like
damn, Jared, calm down.
It's like okay. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. It's not on the actual days, but I feel like if it's like the day before, it would be considered something, right? Like, it's some pre-show or not. It's still
He's
E3
very upset about
still.
it.
It's not like the actual conferences, but,
So
I
the
consider
pre-show
it.
starts the 12th, the actual conference starts the 14th. Can we move on?
So
please?
Electronic
starts on the
Arts
13th.
owns E3.
No, it starts on the
Whatever.
13th because Microsoft starts... Wait.
and Nintendo is buying Microsoft for $4 billion.
This podcast is never going to air. Just
Not when you
scratch
keep
his
saying
loss.
shit like that, because then I cut you down to the
Don't be
show!
such a Debbie
Scratch
Downer.
his loss. Scratch
So
his loss.
far, on the 13th, Microsoft and Sony are showing a thing. I have to see what the other people, like what their schedule is, but it's somewhere. I'll find it.
So E3 is in June.
Yeah.
Mid-June. E3,
so
this whole
sometime in
entire
June.
thing I was just trying to say is that E3 is coming up soon.
Yes.
And then it turned into this whole other thing.
Well, no, because you had to argue it. That's why it became a whole other thing. We had to argue when the date was.
We weren't arguing
Instead of just
about
letting it be.
Dan's like,
All right, I'll see you guys later. It's been fun.
Just stop bringing it up, dude. Just fucking let's move on.
Why do you keep putting this on me?
Because you keep bringing up the
You're
fact
the one
that we
who's
keep arguing
arguing
about
everything.
it. We could just move on to the fact that we're not arguing, and then this wouldn't be a problem.
all right,
but
so-
I gotta fucking cut it out every goddamn time. Stop bringing it up.
All right, so you get your argument out, and then we move on. I get it. Nobody else gets their say. Got it. All right, moving on.
No, we can argue, but stop bringing up the fact that we're arguing every goddamn time.
Well, it's
People heard
annoying
the
as shit,
argument.
man.
They don't need it repeated.
It's super annoing.
okay,
Fuck!
I have the actual E3 press conference, so I don't know if you're going to edit this out or if you want to keep it in. But I do have all the press conferences here.
Let's do this.
Okay.
Nothing else happened.
Okay.
So, Jared, I heard you want to talk about E3, buddy.
What's E3?
It's the letter and number that come after B and
So
2.
there's something going on in June. I don't know when exactly.
Also, C comes after B. I don't know
Somewhere
what I'm talking
between the 12th and the 14th, there's something going on called E3. And
12th and 17th.
Yeah, because there's the three days.
It starts
after the
somewhere
conference.
between the 12th and the 14th. Okay, so
Yes.
Just wanted to have a polite conversation about it
Let's do
and
it.
see what everybody's thoughts were.
Let's do it.
Before we start putting predictions and thoughts, I just want to put this out there for those of you who don't know.
Can we do that? Wait, Jared, what time is it? Wait,
What?
I've always wanted to do this. Okay, we got 12 minutes. We should do E3 predictions and see who wins the predictions.
Okay.
Okay.
You got super excited.
I've
wait.
wanted to do this for a very
But
long
before
time.
we get to that, let me at least say the schedule of who's going to be there and like what days.
Wait, hold on. I feel like we haven't argued in a while. Can we just argue something like that? Oh, man. I'm just taking a big corn poopy on this entire podcast.
Corn poopy. So what are you saying, Steph?
I just
Bringing
bring
it
the
full
schedule. Okay, so
All right.
Well,
it's-
wait, read the whole schedule.
not the whole schedule, but like the
Go
main
ahead.
people who are going to be
Let's
there.
do this.
So basically, all right. So EA is going to be there. EA and Bethesda is going to kick things. What? Go on.
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
Yes, it is, and you can use it for an assortment of lotions as well. EA and Bethesda
This
will
chair
be.
refuses to sit normally. I have my feet on the chair. I'm holding myself straight, right? Now watch.
All right, so
You do realize I'm trying to read it.
yeah, you're giving. All right, I'm not going to say anything. Just let's hope that we can get through this without interruptions.
Dan,
It's rotating by itself.
you're lucky that is absolutely adorable. Otherwise, I'd be.
Yeah.
God, we have a rotating Dan.
I think it's kind of racist. You should probably apologize for that. But
Oh
go
my
ahead.
god, I love it. Okay, so EA and Bethesda are going to show off for the 12th, EA 1 p.m., Bethesda at night at 7 p.m. And then the next day, it's going to be Microsoft, Ubisoft, and Sony Soft. So 9:30, 1, and 6 p.m. And Nintendo being early risers on 9 a.m. on the 14th. So basically, pretty much the core guys who have been there every year is going to be here every year. Now, granted, Nintendo's still going to do their Nintendo Direct. And EA, their show floor is actually going to be in a different conference building. And it's going to be completely free and open to the public, which is interesting. And the times that I listed, I believe that's for the California time.
God, that EA thing's going to be a nightmare for the press, having to deal with all the people just wandering in and they're like, I like EA.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. I wonder how they're going to do it. But
wait, who likes EA?
PDT is when the times are being announced. Or, Pacific.
According to their Worst Company of the Year awards a couple years ago, no one.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But actually, they haven't won that award in a while, so apparently they're improving.
I thought their own employees hated themselves. Well, I'm just speculating. It's not
pretty sure
yet.
the CEO contemplates suicide every day.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, this is like completely off topic.
We're running out of time. Topic.
I just want to say, Watch Dogs 2 is confirmed for an E3 2016 reveal. That's what it says on the E3 page. I mean, I'm just reading off of what it's.
Apparently it's going to be.
All right, so
showing off. Is anybody really surprised? Everybody knew a Watch Dogs 2 was coming.
Definitely. They invested a lot of money into that project.
Maybe it'll actually look like their trailer this time.
Hopefully.
So is Bethesda going to release Elder Scrolls 6?
I don't
know.
Wait, what number
not.
are we on? Yeah, 6.
Probably not.
Well, then I'm not going to watch. Are they going to say anything about Zelda?
Yes. Okay. Well, EA probably won't say anything about Zelda.
Well, I don't care about
I'm sure
EA.
Sony Soft will.
Past EA.
Okay, so here's what I want to do. So I've seen a lot of people do this. This is by no way an original idea, but I think it's fun to do. So what I want everybody to do is to make 3 predictions about E3. Okay, but try not to be safe with them. Like, don't be like, I predict that a video game will be shown off at some capacity. like don't be like, I bet Mario will be there. Like try to do something kind of crazy. Like let me think. Doom 5 comes out or is announced and is going to be a third-person Nathan Drake style game or something. Like okay, that was too much. But
right, I think we get it.
A prediction that could happen, but is kind of like outlandish or a stretch.
So no safe bets?
Yeah, try not to do safe bets.
Oh.
Because that's not fun.
Well, I feel like Nintendo's going to be there. I feel like Microsoft's going to be there. And I feel like Sony might be there.
I doubt any of those are going to happen.
That would be a good example of a bad example.
Right.
All right, moving on.
Let's go around. Let's go around one at a time.
Okay.
I should have prepped some of this. I didn't even think about it. This kind of came up on the if we want, because next week's podcast should be out before E3, we could revisit this next week and make sure. But let's just do 3 placeholders for now, and then we can change it.
Well, E3's not till July, so we got plenty of time.
Now, is it like 3 predictions for the entire E3, or is it 3 per company?
No, 3 per company would be like 500 million.
Okay.
3 per company?
I don't know.
I don't have that much information on E3 to
next
deliver, guys.
E3 when we have a shitload of time to prep.
Yeah.
This is too spur of the moment. I'm just saying 3.
I thought we would just get excited about it, and then next week we would get into depth. That's all I was kind of requesting.
Well, we can get into depth next week too, but I want to do this, Jared. Stop ruining this for me, man.
Why are you getting on me? Always busting my balls, this guy.
I like touching your balls.
Not that I don't like
just
you busting my balls, but
it's fun. It's good times.
All right, so who's going first?
Damn it, GP, you're not listening. I don't want you to bust my balls. I want you to suck on them.
Yes.
Okay?
While busting them. No, all right. So ladies first.
While busting somebody else's balls.
Ladies first.
All right, Dan, you go first.
I'm not a sexist, by the way.
It's because the long hair, isn't it?
Oh, wait, I thought that was, so you're Dan and you're, this whole time I thought, sorry, I thought Stephanie grew a beard. I thought that was a little weird. I was arguing with Stephanie this whole time.
That is excellent. You are just...
I just make the predictions like this, like a crazy person.
You look like a crazy person.
That is a good look for you, man. You should totally do that. Yeah. Good reenactment of the woman behind the curtain, by the way. Yeah, go ahead. Somebody besides me.
All right. Dan, you go first.
Anyone else who's not me?
All right, I'll go first.
I have a prediction.
Go. Predict.
Microsoft will announce Halo 6. And the big selling point for it is that it will be cross-buy on Xbox One and PC. But no gameplay will be shown off. It'll be a trailer a la the Halo 5 reveal trailer. Somebody needs to write this down.
Okay.
Not it.
I'll write it down later.
All right. So I think Sony, they've been doing a major push with VR with that new, they've got that Mobius and Neo thing going on. I don't know how one would be able to show gameplay demo of a VR game, but I think Sony is going to attempt to do so, showcasing their new PS4 hardware and their new VR. Because, I mean, they want to sell this to consumers, and E3 is a huge place to show it. They could, of course, show it on the show floor only, but they gotta, I feel like they have to, since they're spending so much money on all this hardware upgrade for their VR, I feel like they have to do like some kind of big announcements or show off of it. They're gonna show off VR games, and they're gonna show off possibly VR gameplay. I don't know how, but they're gonna figure out a way, maybe. That's my prediction.
Well, I think they're gonna show off their lineup of games, because they're supposed to have the biggest lineup for the VR.
For VR? Okay, so yeah, they're probably gonna do something with that.
That's an excellent point, because I agree with you 100%. They're gonna focus on that, I feel like. I feel like Xbox is going to show backwards compatibility. Wait, hold on. I'm being told that was already revealed. Oh, shit!
This just in, that is a year late news.
Wrong E3. All right.
Also, Dan, I love your...
they're my new sideburns.
Chops. Yeah. What do you got going on
Yeah,
there?
they're my new sideburns.
You look like you
your
need a little
sideburns,
snip.
yeah. Not mud chops, but... how does it taste?
If only I could...
Natural?
I feel like a horse.
Like grease and dirt. Crap, I completely lost track of my thought. So.
Ladies, I'm signing up for Tinder tonight.
Here's what I feel like. I feel
Ladies,
like,
you can have them.
obviously, Nintendo's going to talk about their new system, unless that's already been confirmed. They're not going to. Again, I don't know what's been confirmed, what's not been confirmed.
That's going to happen.
It's going to happen. There's been back and
feel
forth
like
of
that's
it not
totally
showing
demonstration
it.
is going to be filled with the new Zelda. I feel like we're finally going to get to see the new Zelda being used on their new console, and how it's going to be worked, how it's going to... Because if Nintendo's smart, this is what they would do. Mm-hmm. How it's going to work on their new console. You lost me
at if Nintendo's smart.
Yeah, I lost myself a little bit there, too. I also anticipate that Dan's going to get a haircut.
I'm like Cyclops.
Mm-hmm. Are you you high there? You didn't did you do some crystal meth before the podcast?
No.
You sure look like it.
I feel like that's a little safe, but I'll accept it.
Yeah, well, again, I haven't really did any research. I just looked at the dates, and I'm like, woo, let's get excited about it. Hey, guys, let's do these predictions. Spontaneous.
Prediction number 2. God of War will be rebooted and will be exclusive to Sony's more powerful system to sell hardware.
I agree with all of that, except for the exclusivity for that new hardware.
I do too, but I'm not playing it safe like a bitch, like Jared.
They said that they don't want to
make God of War.
Well, I mean, in addition to that, I think they said something about like
that they don't want it to be exclusive.
This is just an upgrade. Like this isn't a new console.
No.
There have been.
I'm sure that I'm going to lose that last half, but I'm making it interesting.
5.
Yeah, you should have played it safe, man. That's your own fault.
Yeah.
But there would most likely be at least a Last of Us 2, I'd imagine, and I'm sure it'd be No, Last of Us 2.
I mean, you can make that your prediction. No,
that's not my prediction.
Last of Us 2 wasn't even in development, according to the heads.
I don't think
while making Uncharted 4. No,
I think if there was going to be a Last of Us 2, it would be breaking news before
Last of Us 2
E3.
will happen, but I mean, I'm going to say it's probably a 2018 release.
I thought that they were pretty strongly against making The Last of Us 2.
Well, what they said, what their exact quote was, is they'll only make it if they're inspired by a good enough idea to do it.
Okay.
But now that Uncharted is a dead series, and they're done with it, I would not be surprised if they are getting some pressure by Sony to make another
Jack and
Last of Us
Daxter reboot.
game.
So that's my thought. Then I think they're going to make an Uncharted 5.
That's your prediction? Is that they're going to announce that at E3 this year?
Actually,
2 months after it came out?
I demand Uncharted
Is that
kart
risky
racing.
enough for you?
Uncharted kart racing. Just want to play as Nathan Drake. Just zooming back.
I'm gonna go back on my my God of War one because I thought of a better one.
Okay, what's the better
Well, that
one?
could be your. Yeah.
What's the better one?
This guy.
Go on.
Of course, he's prepared. It's his idea.
No, I literally just thought of this. That's why I'm replacing it. I'm trying to think of who would announce it.
Announce what? We could probably help you decide who, but
Half-Life Episode 3 gets teased in some manner
no.
during E3.
No, that will never happen.
I
Gaben-
know, but that's why I'm doing
No,
it.
but like we've
having
got
fun.
No, it's
I'm having fun.
like at least within reason, because I could say, well, Nintendo is pairing up with Sony to create this Ultra console, but that is obviously
That's insane.
You want to know what else is insane? Half-Life Episode 3. Especially when Gaben's like, stop asking me for it. We don't have it. Like, just, it's not happening.
I know, that's why it's fun.
It's almost as sane as Halo 6.
Now, Halo 6, though, is believable,
They
because they even
just
said...
revealed Halo 5, though.
And so,
Halo 5
it's been
came
a
out
couple
almost
years.
over a year ago.
Yeah.
Well, they're gonna.
They-
I thought it was last year it came out.
Yeah.
2015. So now they're Assassin's Creed. They're gonna do one every year, or
No, not every
Every
year,
other year?
but they'll
I said
show
it's going to be
gameplay or a
announced.
teaser.
Halo was
Yeah.
announced a year before it came out. I'm not saying it's coming out in fucking 2 weeks, Jared. So they're going to announce it.
Now, what gameplay I want to see is Gears of War 4 and Mass
That'll
Effect
be there.
Andromeda. Both of them, we're going to see gameplay for both of them.
Both will be there.
For sure.
Both will be there in gameplay.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Which is a safe bet. Now, a prediction I'm going to have. It seems a little too safe, but I don't know. Rage 2 is going to be a thing in Bethesda's conference because they've already released Doom. I don't think they're going to have anything for another Fallout for a while. They've got DLC to occupy them. And you're shaking your head like...
No, Fallout, they're not going to have anything for Fallout except for maybe more DLC announcements.
That's it, DLC.
And we won't see anything of Elder Scrolls until next year.
Right, yeah, because we need a larger gap before the next Elder Scrolls. So yeah, Rage 2 is the only thing I could think of.
Why do you need a larger gap?
Because the Elder Scrolls...
Think of how long after Elder Scrolls came out before they announced Fallout 4.
Who cares?
4 years. The Bethesda takes a while with their games.
And they're big games, too. I mean, imagine all that content you have to produce. Like,
All right.
Okay, you know what? All right, I take back my other prediction because it was a
Why don't
throwaway
you
prediction.
have, like-
I have a prediction. No, I have a prediction
don't you-
that there will not be a single word said about Elder Scrolls this E3. Not a single
you
word
don't
said
have to
about it.
restrict yourself to 3
Always got to
predictions,
put
you know?
yourself here, don't you? You can't just stay here and be happy. You always got to be
No,
like,
I'm-
oh, well, fuck you. I'm going to throw it in your face because I hate not giving my opinion on shit.
No, that is my opinion. That is my opinion that there
I
will
guess
not be
my
any.
opinion on Halo 6 fucking throws a hissy
Go for
fit,
it.
and then
Go for it.
she's talking about Elder Skulls. He's like,
Go
oh,
for it.
hell no, you didn't. Oh,
Go for
hell
it.
no, you didn't.
Jared,
Oh,
if
no,
you
you
want to
didn't.
make, if you'd like to make one of your predictions that they don't even talk about Halo 6, fucking go for it, man. I ain't stopping
I'm
you.
not a dick.
I'm not a dick. I'm being honest.
I'm just joking. All right, so what were you saying about the Elder Scrolls?
Okay, so wait, because I feel like we've been doing a lot of goes
Yes.
and backs. So my first prediction is the Halo 6 one. Second prediction is no Elder Scrolls at all at E3. Steph's was what was your first one?
The Sony and VR, they're going to show off their VR games, and they're going to show VR gameplay as well. somehow.
Pretty
They're going to
safe.
figure out a way.
Okay.
Because, like, Microsoft did that for the HoloLens, right? Like, did a demonstration, right?
Yeah. That's pretty safe, but I think that'll happen.
Yeah, I don't... yeah. Sony,
No, Sony's going to show off VR.
yeah, it's just a manner of how they're going to show. Because they could just show, like, I want to see a live demonstration of their VR.
That'll happen.
Yeah, okay. Well, all right. Well, that's my prediction. Second prediction is going to be
Yeah.
Rage 2.
And the second prediction was Rage 2. Okay,
Yeah.
then Jared's first prediction was the Nintendo showing off Zelda, which was, I'm pretty sure, already announced.
Yeah, but they're going to show off gameplay, like, on the new system was his prediction.
Oh, so your prediction was on the new system. So the NX?
Yes, gameplay on the new system.
Yeah, because remember,
Okay.
it's
So that's
been
okay.
And how
delayed.
it will be utilized on the new system.
Mm-hmm.
What is
However
your
the new
second
system will be
prediction?
utilized. That there will be a terrorist attack.
Jeez.
Wow.
I don't know. You want me to go out
That
outside
could
the box? I
happen.
feel like everything I would say is safe because I don't know what the shit's going on because I haven't done any research.
I haven't done any research. Well, I mean, I've experienced the industry, but I'm not I'm not currently slamming on the keyboard into E3 to see what's going on.
More than I have.
Jared, we can help
I've
you
not
out.
done research.
You can give like an idea. Oh, this is
Okay,
probably
so
going to happen.
the new Mass Effect game will be revealed. Is that safe? Probably.
That's already been
It's
revealed.
already
See, told you. You've already done more research than I have.
I didn't do fucking research. I was there last E3. That's not research.
You got anything else for Nintendo, Jared? Nintendo's.
I'm done.
That's it.
I am
You got nothing else for
done.
Nintendo? Anything else? What about? Okay, how about this, Jared? How about?
Because I can't remember.
Is there
Mass Effect.
anything?
Okay, so
Wait, Jared.
we'll get a release date. Is that good enough for you, or has that already been released? I
Wait.
don't know.
Jared. Okay.
I think they've given us a release window, but I don't think we have an official release date.
Yeah. Okay. A new Mario Kart next.
Well, I was gonna say, like, what do you want to see from Nintendo? Like, it's less about
There you go.
predicting, like, what's going to happen in terms of, like, seeing the industry and how it's growing.
I don't know.
But, like, what
Honestly,
do you
I
want to see? What
really
do you
wish
want
I had some time to prep on this because I have no idea.
No,
We can always
it's
come
just
back
what do you
next
wanna
week
see?
and,
Like,
and
what if-
revise
What
them.
if you could go to Nintendo today and they said, Jared, we can make anything you want. What do you want to want?
I would be like 99%. I want to know everything there is to know about Zelda, and then I would leave.
Is Zelda the only thing you're interested in from Nintendo?
Yes, because Nintendo, I mean, they're going to stick to what they do best, and they're going to release, the Mario stuff.
So why not make
Mario paints a picture, or Mario?
So why not make
eats
one of your
broccoli.
predictions that they will announce Elder Scrolls 7?
Mhm.
Why not make one of your predictions that they will announce Elder Scrolls 7? That could be a prediction.
Because they would have completely skipped 6.
Was 5 was Skyrim?
Skyrim's 5.
I thought Oblivion was 5.
No, Oblivion was 4.
Oblivion's
and then
just
before
4.
then was Morrowind.
Morrowind
And
Then
then,
is
yeah,
3.
then Elder Scrolls 8 will come out next year.
Yeah.
just keep tacking on the numbers.
Whatever. Elder Scrolls, the next Elder Scrolls. Fuck you. Make that one of your predictions.
I think that, well, again, same as with the Halo thing, I don't think they're going to give a release date, but I think they'll talk about it, or
So
say,
make that
hey,
prediction. Make
guess
your
what's
prediction.
coming out in 13 years? Elder Scrolls 6.
Okay, so
Poopy
Jared's second prediction is that Elder Scrolls will not only be talked about, but will be announced in some capacity at E3.
Some capacity.
There you go. That's a prediction. Was that so hard?
Well, yes, it was, because when she mentioned it, you were like, never mind, just moving on.
I also predicted that fucking Half-Life Episode 3
No, you
would come out.
directly said, well, I predict nothing will be mentioned about it.
So, we're having fun.
Oh,
we are? This is fun?
The interesting part about that, Jared, is if you say it is going to happen and I say that it isn't going to happen, then only one of us can be right, and that makes it interesting. Why are you getting so offended?
Well,
it's not personal
it's
attack
the manner
against you.
in which it's the manner in which it's, I guess, delivered. But anyways, let's move on.
wait,
Don't get
guys,
so butthurt.
Please.
I've got some news that I want
My butt
to
hurts.
part with you guys here. That in addition to the consoles that Microsoft is developing, they are also developing streaming devices. Basically an Xbox Mini. And yeah, I'll read what it says here in an article from GameSpot. Microsoft is expected to announce an Xbox One hardware revision and multiple new streaming devices in E3 in June. according to Microsoft blogger and podcaster Brad Sams. According to Sams, who held a live stream on YouTube discussing information he had received from sources, the Xbox Mini is a real thing. So we might see something similar to, I don't know, maybe the Steam stream thing maybe happening. I have no idea. I don't know how Microsoft's going to do with what Microsoft's going to do.
Personally,
with the
I
device,
still think that we're way too early before we start getting dedicated streaming consoles that function.
A lot of people don't have the bandwidth,
Yeah, I mean, until everybody's got Google Fiber, I just can't
Here's
see
the
that
problem
happening.
with Microsoft is that they have good ideas, but they don't wait long enough for them. Like, I like the idea of streaming service, but like you said, like, it's not, now is not a good time. I'd say a couple E3s from now, then yeah, that would be a good idea. But the problem is that they kind of jump the gun a little too quickly, and they kind of show off these ideas, and then they flop. They consider them failures, but probably they think for the wrong reasons. Like, it's not that it's a bad idea, it's just for the wrong time.
We need to do the final predictions so Jared can
Oh, okay. All right. So my final prediction... That is... Actually, I need a moment to think about this, because I have no idea what else. Because, I have, a bunch of, I know things that are confirmed, not going to be here. A lot of games that I know we're going to see, things of, Titanfall 2. And
we're not supposed to rely on that information.
I know, exactly. Well, the thing is that we're so close to E3, there's a lot of facts that's already been revealed. I
know, that was my exact problem.
But that's why you're supposed to just come up with just other stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is the formula we're going with. So you just got to come up with something. Gears of War 8.
Yeah, that could happen. It won't, but it could.
It will. That's my prediction.
My prediction is that it won't.
They're going to skip all the other ones and be like, you know what? 8's our lucky number. Fuck it. Gears of War 8.
Any remasters.
My third prediction is that Jared's not going to get a single point.
Damn.
Any
my life's over.
Remasters anyone is looking, they're expecting? Any remasters?
I feel like this one's a little safe, so I'm going to go really specific with it. Resident Evil will be rebooted. They will not call it Resident Evil 7. It will not continue the Resident Evil storyline. Resident Evil will be rebooted, will take place in a mansion-like environment, and will harness a exuberant amount of old-style gameplay, but will not use a fixed camera.
Okay.
Will it be episodic?
I fucking hope not.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, that's the prediction is it, will it or will it not be?
And my prediction is that if it's episodic, I won't buy it.
Okay, so that didn't answer the question.
Now here's the question. If it's episodic, this is kind of sidetracking. If it's episodic, would you be somebody who waits until all the episodes are out and then you see the reviews for the entire product as a whole before you buy it, or you're just not going to buy it based on principle?
My problem with episodic games is that they have no pacing.
Okay. Understandable. No, yeah.
Because it has to build up and then drop off completely to some sort of reasonable end conclusion before the next one starts up again. And it's not good.
Okay, yeah, I have that problem too.
I've
with
yet to play
games.
an episodic game series that has been paced well.
I
but
agree.
I've also played very few. So.
Okay.
But yeah, that's my third prediction. Because I think it's pretty safe to assume that they're going to reveal something Resident Evil-esque. That's why I went really specific with what it'll be.
Okay. I partly want to say Mass Effect Trilogy Remaster, but I don't think that's going to happen because I think people are busy working on Andromeda. The only thing I could think of is that the Montreal branch is working on it, but...
They don't even have to work for... BioWare to do a remaster. They outsource remasters all the time.
That's true. That's true.
I actually think that there will be some sort of port of the initial ones.
Yeah, at least a port, for sure. The thing is that I'm thinking
way.
here, there's like at least 3 branches of BioWare. One of them's working on Andromeda, the other one works on Star Wars, and then there's one here.
Like I said, I wouldn't even put it in BioWare. I'd think it would be a third party.
No, I'm now thinking of like what else is BioWare working on. Like they're not working on the new Dragon Age or anything. I can't imagine.
Well, they had that MOBA thing, right? And then they canceled it.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, yeah, they did. Yeah, I think that was BioWare Austin, which I think. Ooh, I might have that wrong. I have no idea. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe we might see a new IP. I don't know. That wouldn't be a prediction though, because we haven't even gotten a shred of evidence or anything about that. It's interesting. Because like all I can think of are really safe bets because the way how E3 cycles are interesting, it's like we kind of have that E3 which a bunch of announcements, and then the E3 following that is a bunch of gameplay of things that have already been announced, and then the E3 after that is again announcements for games we haven't.
What
heard
do you
about.
think Ubisoft's next big new IP is? Because they've kind of had a trend that they've been doing a big, huge, and I guess it doesn't necessarily have to be new IP,
right?
But like, what's gonna be the bombshell? Oh, and one more thing for Ubisoft.
I don't know. They've been pulling a lot of bombshells recently. I mean, they with their new IPs, we've got. It's not a new IP, but I consider.
Is this year an Assassin's Creed year, or is that next year, or is this the first one that doesn't have an Assassin's Creed?
There is no Assassin's Creed this year.
Okay.
I don't think.
All right.
Except for their one.
They're every other year
or whatever
now.
it is. That's not gonna. That got a terrible rating.
Do you have a final prediction, Jared?
Oh, I've got one. Okay, Destiny
this.
2. It's going to be announced. Because I think the Taken King was released some time ago, and I think there's been enough breathing room between Taken King and this new Destiny.
I'm actually going to do one
it's
that
going to
Jared
be an
doesn't.
announcement, not a gameplay or anything, but it's going to be an announcement. Sorry.
Well, I'm actually going to do one that Jared doesn't like because I'm so contrary. I'm actually going to say there's not going to be a single thing talked about for Destiny 2, but they are going to solely focus on the next big expansion for Destiny 1.
What a dick.
Okay. All right.
I
is
don't
a
think,
reasonable counter-argument.
I'm pretty sure that there are already kind of rumblings that there's going to be talk of the Destiny expansion, but my big prediction is that not even a word will be spoken about Destiny 2.
Yeah, I can see that happening too.
Although I totally can see that after the DLC, they just have like a 30-second teaser for it. That could happen too.
Yeah,
so who knows?
Probably.
Who knows? I'm going with my prediction. Not a word.
Yeah. Not gonna do it. All right, cool.
I think that puts me at 4 predictions, but
you have like 7 predictions.
I was gonna say
you can
that
have Jared's
they're gonna
predictions.
announce that there's gonna be a Halo 6, but I think that's kind of safe. So maybe I should make it a little bit more extreme and say that it's gonna be released at the end of this year.
Released during E3.
It's actually available for download as we're talking.
They did that once for, I don't remember which company did it, but one company did that with a console where they're like at E3. They're just like, by the way,
it was Microsoft, and it was for a slim version of the 360.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yes.
I thought there was one before the 7th generation of consoles.
Maybe.
I'll look it up.
That's totally possible.
Because from if I remember correctly, I could get my facts wrong, was that like somebody announced that, oh, by the way, it's coming out right now, and then a lot of developers freaked because they didn't get the memo, and the console came out without, a bunch of games because there was just, I guess, miscommunication. Let me see if I can find that. Y'all can keep talking.
Well, we don't have time to find
that. Oh, no, it's a podcast. Maybe you'll find out next week or an edit afterwards.
There you go.
Well,
Who knows?
Time to
or maybe you already know what I'm talking about and be like, that's not even true.
Post in the comments below.
All right.
No, so we'll revisit these predictions
next week.
When we come back next week when Jared isn't so butthurt.
Why are you getting so butthurt, man? Just doing what you do.
So if you guys have any outlandish predictions, please leave them down in the comments below. That'd be fun to maybe incorporate those. Maybe if somebody's got some really good ones down there, I'll bring them up during the next podcast. Who knows? I've been the Grunting Pixel. This has been Steph. Jared.
Yep.
And no Alex. We love you guys a lot. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please consider liking, commenting, all that fun shit. If you're new here, consider subscribing to join the resolution. I am the Grunting Pixel. We already did that. We will see you guys in the next episode.
Yeah.
See ya.